Hey guys, welcome to Waste Not Wednesday, where we take junk and turn it into home decor items that we sell at our shop. If you're new, make sure that you hit that subscribe and notifications button so you never miss a video. We go live every Wednesday at 10 o'clock Mountain Time. So Zeb, you want to tell them what we're doing?
We're making wreaths out of old stuff that we were gonna throw away, and I'm making a lot of noise with that paper.
Well, I don't know that I was going to throw it away because I don't throw away much.
Wait,
but...
let me show them up close.
Okay, so I haven't decided how we're going to use this yet, but we have had this garland.
It's pretty sad.
For the better part of 10 to 12 years.
It's sad.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. It's dusty. We put it on our banister, and the kids handle it a lot, and so it's gonna be reused. We don't have a wreath for our front door, and I really want to do a Christmas home tour, and I'm slowly but surely finding time to do things, and the only time I have to do anything is when I'm on camera.
It's gonna be like Christmas Day when we get that up.
You guys get to come with me while I make stuff. I have an IKEA frame. That's what this is here. It was thrifted, and it had this faux chalkboard in it.
Yeah, someone hand cut that out of
Yeah.
MDF or something.
And I got it from a girlfriend of mine. I think I might have paid her a couple bucks for it, if anything at all. And I'm going to be painting the frame, repainting this. We're going to do some stamping and stenciling. And then Zeb is going to because I was like, well, what are you going to do if I'm doing this? So he's going to be making a wreath that we'll sell at the shop. So you tell me what you're doing.
So, I guess it was last year, we were finding a bunch of these embroidery hoops in thrift stores, and that's where this was from. It was $1 at the Deseret Industries, the DI. And we take this packing paper that can also be used as wrapping paper, and we stamp it, and then we put it in the embroidery hoop and hang it. So I'm gonna be doing one of those. We have a full video on it, but some people have been having trouble finding it, and a lot of people have been asking us about it, so we're gonna show you again real quick on the side.
I couldn't find it, so.
Yeah, while we're doing this.
Things get lost.
And we had so this morning, this is kind of like let's see what we can pull out craft.
We tried to plan ahead.
We were planning ahead. I've got a table that I was gonna take apart and show you guys what we were gonna use it for on the island at the farmhouse, but the heater got kicked off somehow yesterday, and so it was like 30 degrees in there, and we can't really film well when it's 30 degrees.
Okay, let's just be honest. I can't film well when it's that cold outside. All right, everybody's just saying hello. I'm using old junk vintage Christmas tablecloths and 2 pillows to sell. That's awesome. You know what? Show 78, like 3 years ago, I cleared out all my old tablecloths because I don't really use tablecloths anymore. And I sold all of them, like all my used tablecloths. I sold from anywhere from $8 to $10 a piece, and they sold out within a few days. So never underestimate the power of reselling your old stuff, especially if you have a booth. Just make sure it's nice and clean and fold it neatly, and people will buy it. So what I'm doing, I have Little Black Dress. This is DIY paint, all natural, no prep, clay paint. I'm getting single coat coverage over that white chalk art. I guess it wasn't really chalk art, was it? It looked like it was a pen. I washed it, it didn't come off.
It was like one of those chalk markers.
I'm gonna set this aside to dry.
Okay.
Maybe.
I got the sticker off of that finally.
All right.
That took a minute.
That's that. And I'm gonna start painting my frame.
You're
I have it dark.
Too much room over here.
Huh?
You're taking up too much real estate.
You know what, buddy? My door is dark gray, so I like to have white against it because it really pops. So this cute IKEA frame, it's plastic, but I'm gonna go ahead and paint it with DIY and White Swan.
In keeping with Waste Not Wednesday, we could not find floral wire this morning, and we didn't have time after dropping the kids off to run to the store and grab some. So I have this old cable that we use to hang up the stencil display here in the shop, and I just got the short section of it, and I've just been fraying off the tiny wires, and we're gonna use that for floral wire instead.
Zeb is super resourceful. Jen Policy says hi, watching from work. Shh.
Hey,
I won't tell if you
turn the
don't
volume
tell.
down.
Just make sure you keep on working, and then you'll be good. Wait, the frames from IKEA, yeah, I actually think they still sell it. I'm not sure. They had a backer on it. I could probably give you the name. It mimics a lot the look of the old vintage Sirocco frames. And I normally don't purchase these because I'm like, oh, that's just from Ikea. But I got it literally for like $2 or free. I can't remember. Oh, the backer's over here. When that black thing is dry, I'll lift up the backer and maybe I can get you a name because I saw the Ikea sticker on there.
All right.
Kai Handren says, Harrington, talking to our oldest boy who's 17, you had me fooled. You're always so quiet on camera, but I heard you are the life of the party. Congrats on all the awards and accolades you received. Yeah, Harrington just had his football banquet, and he was in the Champions Club and got voted lineman of the year, and then now he's on to wrestling and pinning everybody in his matches, so he's doing good. But he is not a quiet guy at all. He just doesn't actually like to be on camera at all. We have to basically beg him and bribe him to be on camera.
He's pretty big. This is what's happened. He's figured out how to get stuff from us so that we'll take it. He'll allow us to take his picture. So we're like, here, dude, we're gonna take a family photo, and then you can have $20 to go out to dinner with like your girlfriend or whatever.
We don't pay him $20 for family photos.
It feels like we do. Like we basically have to give him things to get him to take pictures.
Well,
with
it's
us.
the thing with teenagers is they don't want you to do. They don't want to do anything that you want them to do. Because the boy has his own social media and posts stuff everywhere, so he's not shy at all. He's a funny kid. We love him a lot. He's actually headed to Reno for a tournament tomorrow.
I think his hang up is he's like, Mom, when other moms post stuff on their Instagram, 8 people see it. When you post stuff on your Instagram, thousands of people see it.
Oh, well.
And he's like, I don't know that I want thousands of people seeing like my stuff.
That's okay. One of his other teammates, mom posted these half naked, not half naked. The kids were flexing because they'd done this challenge, and she posted it on her stories. And I was like, thanks for doing that, because now I can be like, look, their mom posted that picture, and I haven't posted anything like that, so I'm doing better.
It's our job as parents to embarrass him a little. Like that's a requirement.
While still respecting his privacy. I always tell him, I'm like, you complain about having to be on social media, but you certainly don't mind spending the money. As teenagers, Mom, I need money to go to dinner. Mom, I gotta eat. And between school and being a double varsity athlete, the boy does not have time for a job. He works for us occasionally. So he's always needing money.
All right, so what I've done is I've just got this hoop and I traced the outside so that I have enough room when I pull this apart, I can pinch it down in between these two hoops here, because there's a outer hoop and an inner hoop, and that's how you hold the fabric or whatever you're using on the inside.
This would be much easier to spray.
You always say that, and we haven't used the spray booth in probably a month.
Because it's cold in the basement.
It's not, it's got a heater. It's not any colder than it is up here.
I need better, actually, you know what it is? I need better lighting.
Oh, there we go.
I have a hard time. I hate it when I spray something and I get upstairs and I miss a spot and then I gotta haul it back down to the spray booth. If you would put some better lighting in there for me, I think I'd probably go down there. Somebody was asking about the channel membership. If you guys are channel members and you did not catch yesterday's live, it was actually better than we anticipated. So make sure you watch it. It's all about end of year, what you need to finish strong, forecasting for 2020, and things you need to be focusing on at the beginning of the year as people are coming out of their Christmas spending, how to continue to create business for yourself. So it was really good. It was only 45 minutes.
Jami got herself all pumped up.
I know, it got me pumped up. I'm like, I'm supposed to be helping you guys, and I'm all excited, getting all organized. Zeb, how cold is too cold to spray outside? Zeb, how cold is too cold to spray outside?
You really don't want to be spraying. So water-based chalk paints like this DIY paint is going to be a little more forgiving because it's flat. If you're using something else, I don't know, like
read the can.
Yeah, I don't do it under 50 degrees because it'll start. What happens is the water starts to separate when it gets colder than that from the paint, and you'll get like little eyelet bubbles all over in your paint, and it won't sit flat. So what I have in our garage is insulated, and we have a video on that. Just look up Jami Ray vintage garage insulation, and it shows you how to do that. So I've insulated the garage, and then I've got a heater that I use it's a garage heater that's made for about 500 square feet, and that's perfect for spraying. So
Caitlin found the hoop video. Caitlin, would you link that?
Oh my goodness.
She's
She's working miracles this morning.
The hoops are some of my favorite things, and I love it because you can pick up these hoops when you're thrifting for like $1, Brown paper, because we ship with it, is something we always have. And at our house, if you want to wrap a present, there's only brown paper. I'm like, it's too much effort to have like 50 million wrapping papers. So brown paper works for every gender, every season, every event. And if you want to zhuzh it up, you get some markers. Like my kids will color pictures for their friends. So we always have brown paper. I love this craft because it's not super expensive.
So what should I put on this? That's what I'm at a loss to put it on. So
Careful, you're gonna start. If you don't scoot over, you're gonna get painted.
That's all right. I get painted all the time.
So Laura Treza asked about our new membership group that we're going to do that's going to be more involved. We're actually going to hold off for that group until the beginning of the year. We've got some other things going on that we need to get organized first. So we'll revisit that at the beginning of the year and let you guys, keep you guys posted on that. I think we kind of jumped the gun thinking we were ready, but we just want to get all of our ducks in a row. It will be more involved, it will be more money, but it'll be more of a group where you get more motivation and business, I guess, coaching,
Like you could,
as it were. Because people keep asking for it. I've been apprehensive because I feel like, I don't know, like, am I a business coach? People tell me I am, that I'm good at business, but I wanted to make sure I was ready to offer advice. So anyways, we'll look at that in January.
All right, so I think I'm torn because we've only got like a week or two left where people will buy Christmas stuff, and then we're gonna be on to like clearing all of that out and putting spring stuff in the shop. So should I do a spring sign or?
No, do Christmas, it's cool.
All right, I'm gonna
And if nobody buys it, we'll just pull it out and put something in spring.
I actually think I'm gonna just
or we'll just
stencil
save it for next year.
I was gonna stamp it, but I think I'm gonna stencil it.
Okay, do whatever you want. I got stamps out for you, but you can stencil if you want.
Well,
we stamped in the video that Caitlin's gonna drop the link in, so. So
Did you get
Christy
the
says
Wreath
just
builder?
glue the paper to the hoop. It's actually easier to work with the paper outside of the hoop. You don't
Yeah.
actually have to glue it. Like those hoops hold that in there really good.
yeah, we put ours up from last year and they're still good.
Yeah, we didn't have to retighten anything.
Okay, so this is the Wreath Builder stamp set.
But you could use a stencil.
I think I'm gonna do the wreath around the edge first.
Oh, okay.
So Wreath Builder stamp set here, and
Quite the ornate.
these are from IOD. You can pick them up at jamirayvintage.com. Just trying to figure out.
By the time I get around to the other side of this frame, the one side's gonna be dry.
That's good.
I'm trying to be neat because I didn't wear my painting outfit today. Hence the apron.
So I think that will work just about perfect for what I need it to do. And then I like to use the flexible mount. Some people use acrylic blocks. You can just freehand it if you want, but this flexible mount comes with the stamp. So if you don't have an acrylic block, you can still get pretty good results. And gotta open this ink.
So for the new year in my shop space, you're gonna see more antique pieces, industrial chic. I actually just picked up a vintage mannequin yesterday that has the wire base. I'm sorry, I've got to come over here. Like this is where I'm painting, so you're gonna have to. I'm close.
I know you're close. I'm gonna scooch over here.
And we need to move the camera. I am going to be doing a lot of whites and neutrals, and I also want to incorporate natural wood tones as well as greenery. So I'm going to be doing some research. That's part of my prep for the new year is I'm going to get some wholesale greenery to carry in the shop. I got to find the best quality. I also need to get my hands on my tax ID number so I can order it wholesale. You know, all the things. The problem is whenever I'm thinking about signing up for wholesale, I'm at home.
You're
my
probably
tax stuff here.
Yeah, you're probably like sitting in the living room while
Browsing Pinterest.
Jack reads or something.
Yeah, so that's what you're gonna see here.
We're not like people are like, oh, don't change your look because we talked
This
about it in our video
I've
yesterday.
been headed this way for a while.
It's not that we're like changing our style. We're
Well-
just gonna change some of the pieces out so that they flow better.
Well, I was thinking too, because I have 2 rooms in the shop, so I might do one room that's more of like the neutrals, the greens, the whites, you know, all the things that I love. And then also continue my colored pieces, but have them more in the second room, so that way I can have 2 looks in my shop. It's gonna be pretty cohesive, but I'll have like 2 kind of areas. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So we gotta see, that'll be in the new year. I'm just gonna slowly start bringing in pieces, and then I'll probably take like a few days where we just reorganize the whole shop. I remember when we were gonna be featured in, was it Flea Market Decor?
Yeah.
Magazine, and we reorganized the whole shop. Well, I didn't have the whole shop.
That's when we went and did a bunch of gray stuff.
Yeah, and it looked really good, and I think sometimes you have to do that. You get to where you're just like pulling pieces in and putting pieces in, and you're just filling the space. Then all of a sudden it kind of gets disjointed. Just kind of have to come in and redecorate. And I feel like it's the same thing with homes. If you don't have a store and you're just, decorating your house, over time you just put in bits and pieces, and sometimes you have to pull it all out, start from scratch, and then re-put it back together to create a cohesive look. You don't even necessarily have to spend more money. You just have to group it differently. Oh, new member. Cherish Each Day. Welcome. Okay, so Cherish Each Day, make sure you hit up the community tab, and you can check out this month's printable is horses, because I'm loving all things equestrian lately. It's some horses up in Alpine at the orchard we went to, and then we've got our live from yesterday, so make sure you don't miss out on that.
All right, so what I did is I reloaded the ink pad so that I'm getting really good transfer on this. I want nice coverage, and we just use, this is also the IOD just black ink. They've got a bunch of colors. You can mix and match and do a bunch of fun stuff now. We still have yet to experiment with the colors.
We'll experiment eventually, don't worry. Okay, so I wanted to share this because I thought it was really sweet. Laura says, you guys have literally changed my life. I bought a shop and have absolutely followed every idea you've shared. You guys are amazing. Thank you, Laura. We love that. Like, that's the best part of our job, is to be able to help people, whether they're creating items for their own home, for decor to sell, or if they have a shop, booth space, whatever it is, we want to help you guys make something with not a lot. Because you don't have to have, I feel like sometimes people think that they have to have their shop or their home exactly the way they want it. And I feel like it's more like building. It's kind of a journey. You slowly start adding pieces, because not everybody can go out and buy everything they want all at once. Okay, the show 78 says, I live by a wholesale Reagan house. I don't know. And they are open to the public twice a year at wholesale prices. Sometimes you need to fill a space for specific look. I get a lot of antique looking signs. That's awesome.
All right, my paper's wanting to curl on me because it's been rolled up, but
I've been thinking about going to some of the decor shows. Like they have one in Vegas. I know Mara goes to it a lot. It'd be fun.
There we go. There you can see it. So this is just off the Wreath Builder stamp set.
So this is a good question. Will the milk paint you're going to paint your floors with work on a cement concrete floor? I have not tried it, but I would venture to say yes, because it adheres very well to porous surfaces. So I would probably prime it.
We've used it on like terracotta pots and stuff,
yeah,
and it's worked great.
I would probably prime it just so you get some good coverage, and then absolutely the Farmhouse finishes is what we're going to be using. We're actually going to be using Farmhouse finishes this week to paint a dresser that we thrifted on Monday. And so we're going to show you kind of what it's like without bond on a super shiny surface to show you how well it sticks. We're just going to practice with it and play and see what happens.
I gotta go get my stencil that I want.
All right, Zeb has changed his mind that he's stenciling, so he's going to go pick it up. I'll show you guys. Did you show him what the wreath looks like? Up?
Yeah, I showed him.
Look how pretty that is. So that's just the wreath builder from IOD, and we haven't mentioned it yet, but the paint and products we use, you can pick up at JamiRayVintage.com. So the IOD inks, the stamps, the stencils that Zeb's going to use, and the paint. The stencils are actually JRB stencils. I designed them, and we actually have over 60 retailers, Canada, Australia, Germany, and all over the US. So check out jrvwholesale.com, and you can find a retailer near you.
I told them earlier.
Oh, I was painting in the zone. Sorry.
Yeah, you were.
Sometimes it's not that I don't want to listen, it's just that I'm not listening. It's not that I don't want to.
It's because you were deep in thought about the next step in your project.
I'm just painting this white. This really doesn't take a lot of effort. Like literally, if you had a spray gun, you would have been done about 10 minutes ago. These detailed pieces, this is definitely where you want to look up our videos on how to spray the DIY paint, because you will save yourself a lot of time. But we can't spray on camera, and not everybody wants to spray, so we like to show you how to brush. Thank goodness, I'm using the little Pixie, the little Frenchie from Paint Pixie, because it gets in all the details. Trying to do this with a flat brush would be a nightmare. This thing is like way more detailed than I anticipated. And I'm not going to worry about full coverage because I'm going to wet distress this a lot. So if you see a spot I missed, it's okay. All right, Caitlin just dropped the link for channel membership. If you guys have been thinking about joining as a channel member, you get a couple extra lives. We've got book chapters, printables, lots of good things, and you get the emojis as well as the little bird by your name. So I think it's like $5 US dollars a month. It's
Do we have a blackout? You do have a blackout. All right.
Yeah. What do you want? Just the squirty bottle?
Yeah, for now. I'm mixing and matching here. I hatched an idea over there while I was looking through the stencils.
Linda, you know what? When I say me and I actually was raised by myself. So I have a habit of saying that. It is our business together. I also ran Jami Ray Vintage for about 3 or 4 years before Zeb came on. And so it's old habits die hard, so I apologize.
It's all right, I don't care. The money still goes into my bank account the same.
You're a good egg. You're the oldest of 6. So
I really don't worry about all that.
Most of it's just because literally the business was mine for years before he came on, and hard to change your vocabulary. I also call my parents, even though I'm with my sister.
It's funny to listen to her talk to her sisters because she'll be like my mom, and she's talking to her sister, and I'm like,
my sisters say it too. My sisters say it too, and the funny thing is they were all raised together, but I was raised by myself, like an only child. And I had one sister for like 3 years, and then they were all out of the house. I was raised by myself. So it's weird because like we weren't necessarily raised by the same mom. I was raised more by like a grandma, and they had like a different family life. So I forget about it. But even my sisters will say my mom, my dad. It happens.
all right, so I have some stencil selection. We have used this one a lot because it's got this really cool wreath on it already, and then the Noel just works really well with signs. But I was thinking I'm gonna use the Merry Christmas one, but I'm gonna put this on the background in the wreath without, I don't know if it'll be too busy. This one is a buildable, like you can repeat this. It's a repeatable stencil. So you could do like a whole wall or a whole headboard or whatever. We had someone in the Jami Ray Vintage group on Facebook
beautiful bed with it.
do a raised stencil with one of these on a bed, and she just repeated the pattern across, and it looked amazing. So I'm gonna try and see. We might have to get more paper out if it gets too busy and redo it.
That's all right. It's worth trying. It's part of the creative process, right?
Yep.
Oh, we got 2 new members, Karen Denning. Karen, you weren't a member? What? Karen is local. She comes in the shop a lot.
I feel like some people were members and then they didn't realize that like their card expired or they got a new card or something, and then like the payment stops and they have to start over.
I talked to Karen about coming in January. I really want to learn how to do some one-stroke painting, to do some florals, and she's a really talented artist. So I told her, I'm like, we got to get through the holidays, then we'll reconvene. She's a cutie, and she has this cute little granddaughter that always comes in with her.
Okay, so this is DIY paint in Monet's garden, and I've just got a little bit of it on this mat. And this is the number 20 JRV stencil brush. And I'm gonna offload till it's almost dry. You don't want to just glob it on there because that's how you get a messy stencil finish.
If you're just tuning in, we're making wreaths out of items that we already have. The one that I'm working on is for our own home, and Zeb is working on one to sell at our retail store here in Lehi.
So what I've got here is I'm going to attempt to not cover the wreath I already put on there with the stamps, and maybe I should have done that last. Put the cart before the horse. But I'm going to just do...
Or the horse before the cart?
Yeah, there you go.
Something like that.
So I'm gonna just try to go in a circle without going over that and see how I do here.
The show 78 says that's her. She changed cars. She'll be joining cards. She'll be joining again soon. It happens. Sometimes people ask us like if we can look things up, but YouTube handles all the payments. So we actually can't look things up. Like we can see if you're on as a member, but we can't tell you like what card you used or do anything like that because YouTube handles all of that. All right, I think I got this pretty well painted. I'm starting to lose interest.
What?
I'm like, I think I got it all painted. It's good enough. I'm gonna wet distress it and it'll be fine. All right. Okay, while you're doing that, I'm just going to come over here and heat gun this so I can start working on that while this frame dries a little bit. I just don't, I like it to be very solid on this big flat part, but these little detail parts I don't really care.
So, little update on the farmhouse, because everybody always wants to know. They are finishing tying all the rebar in the forms. If you follow us on Instagram and Facebook, Jami posted a picture yesterday of that. I don't know that we put it on community and YouTube, but we can. And then
tell them about the hiccups.
Oh man, we had a big hiccup this morning. So it's getting inspected today. Once it's inspected, then we can pour concrete.
We can move the camera over there, maybe. I don't know. I gotta grab this.
Here, I'm gonna bring you guys in close so you can see this a little better while she heat guns over there. She's just drying that out fast so that we can move on with the craft. But I don't know that we're gonna have a video on the farmhouse this week just because there hasn't been a whole, I haven't gotten over there to film enough to put a whole video together. So it might be next week before we get another one of those. But hopefully the foundation's in. I have been filming them as they've kind of put it together, so I can at least kind of walk you through the process of how that happens. Because this is one of the things, we haven't contracted many things. This is one of the things I'm having a contractor do, just because it required a lot of equipment I didn't have, and it's not something that I'm got a lot of experience with. So while I probably could have made it happen, it was faster and almost the same price to have someone come in and just do it for us after I would have had to rent all the equipment to move all the dirt and things like that.
Checking comments, so I guess I could do that while they're stenciling.
So I haven't taped this stencil down. You could tape it. What I'm doing is I basically just hold it down. I don't ever stencil when I'm not holding it. And then I just kind of walk my hand around with it to keep it nice and flat and in place.
Queen Bee Trending says, I'm watching this video during kitty nap time on top of mama time. I must report that they are not fazed by the stenciling noises, so the kitties are still napping.
Nice.
Alright, that's dry enough. You should let your paint dry naturally. If you do use a heat gun or a blow dryer, it can crackle. Oh, I missed a whole bunch. Now that I'm over here, I can see it. I wish I had somewhere to put this while it dried. Maybe I'll just hang it on a nail. Do you have a nail I can hang on?
Alright, I shifted a little, but I don't think it's going to matter that much on this. Okay, let me bring that up so you guys can see it. It's starting to flatten out a little the more I work with it here. You can see the Monet's garden is drying out on the bottom, still wet up on the top. It's going to end up being that lighter color because we're not going to seal this. But I'm not leaving that square.
You can't get paper wet, so it doesn't matter.
I'm not leaving this square edge. So watch what I do here. Let me fix the camera just a little. It's kind of
do I have a nail?
Kind of crazy. Sorry, guys.
Oh, got some on my sweater. I gotta take care of that.
Are you hanging that on the wall?
Yeah.
All right. So these stencils here.
It to dry, but you know what? I gotta go to the bathroom real quick because I got paint on my sweater.
These stencils here have this little plus on the corners, this little X, so that you can line them up. And you can just take like a little pencil or leave it as part of your stencil. So what I'm doing, I didn't do that, but just going to line it up as best I can here because it's a repeatable stencil. I'm going to start on this side, I think. Maybe I should have added the plus. Maybe I'll give myself one little plus mark. Oh, that's why I'm trying to line it up too high. Okay, that makes more sense now. My brain was hurting. Okay, so I've just got it lined up right there. we're gonna continue on.
Crisis averted.
Crisis averted.
The thing about DIY paint is if you get to it, it comes right out. Oh, Joe Hall, new member. Welcome, Joe Hall. Make sure you're checking out that community tab because you will see the public posts, but then you also get to see all of the members only posts, and that is where you can find them all. Okay.
So this is going to give this edge over here kind of an organic look, so it's not like that squared off crisp line there.
I like it.
All right, so you can see where the wet paint is and the dry paint. That's where the stencil is continuing on.
I know this is kind of random, but Zeb seems like the kind of guy that dogs like. I don't know, Zeb, do dogs like you?
I get along really, really well with dogs. It's rare I find a dog that doesn't like me.
Dogs actually like me, but oh gosh, I shouldn't admit this on camera. I'm not a huge dog person. I mean, I don't hate them, I just, you know, I don't necessarily love to be licked. So, I'm always nice to them, but dogs always like me, and I'm like, look, dog, go to somebody else that wants to be licked. I'm just gonna finish. They can't see what I'm doing, but I've hung this frame up, and now I'm coming in and touching things up that I can't see before.
I'll show them in a second.
It's alright. Now it's coming off the wall. Maybe not my best idea. Alright, we're going back to.
You're gonna
I'm
bring it
just gonna
back
leave it
down?
alone. It's fine. I'll touch it up later.
So the nice thing about this is I can kind of see where that wreath is underneath, and I'm hitting it a little here and there with some green, but not a lot. It's not really covering it up that much.
Oh gosh, now I'm getting paint all over me.
Careful over there, Jamie.
It's karma. I said the dogs weren't my favorite, and then I mean, every now and then I find one I like. I guess I should say that not all dogs are my favorite. Like, some dogs are just punks, and then people are like, oh, they're so cute, but they're being punky. I like sweet dogs. DIY paint can be made chippy. You can take a, like a scraper and mush it back on and build texture, but the chippy that you get from milk paint is gonna be a little bit different. All right, Zeb, you wanna move that camera over just slightly, and then I'll show them what I'm gonna do here while you're doing that?
Give me just a sec.
I would do it, but Zeb prefers that I not touch the camera.
It's better.
It's better that way. See, I have wet spots. That's where all the white paint was. It came right off. I'm going to be using
Where do you have wet spots? Because now I have white paint on my thing.
That was
How
not
did
me.
that
I
happen?
did not. You got it off of this.
Oh, it's on the back of my stencil. You must have had it over here where I set it.
Good.
That's all right. I'm putting white on here, so it'll be okay.
It'll be good. Sorry. It wasn't me. I'm going to be using the Croc stamp as an all-over stamp on mine.
So barring the white paint, you know, that's kind of the look I'm going for there. It'll be all right because I'm going to put some white paint on
Theme
there.
says, I don't even like it when my own dogs lick me. Deborah says, you would like our Leo. He's a sweet dog, definitely not a punk. And I don't even mind if they're a little naughty. Like, my friend's dog, Porter, is kind of naughty, and he's a little bit endearing, but he's kind of ginormous, so every now and then I'm like, okay, Porter, I needed some space.
He's a boxer, and he's got lots of energy.
He's a cutie. All right, so I'm going to be using the white ink. I have a new ink pad because we couldn't find our white ink pad. Sharon says, so pretty, Zeb. I actually really like it. It almost looks like velvet. You know how when they have like that raised velvet? That's what that stencil reminds me of. Our stencils are really thick, so you can use them with like a texture medium and make a raised stencil with them very easily. If you use chintzy stencils, it doesn't work well. All right, I'm just inking my pad.
Can you hand me the white swan?
Yeah.
Thank
Can you brush? Oh,
Oh.
no, you're stenciling. Okay.
Yep, I'm good. Okay, so now I'm going to go over this with white. I've just kind of centered the letters on here. I don't think I want to do the holly berries underneath. What do you think? You think we should do that underneath in white? Or would that be too busy?
I feel like that's too busy. I feel like the words Merry Christmas are probably
Let me get some
sufficient.
tape so I can tape that off good.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to add it, you can always add it, but you can't take away. All right, let's see. What are y'all making? Sabrina, we're making wreaths. Mine's not really a wreath so much as a door hanging, but...
Well, aren't you going to use some of that garland on there?
Yeah, I mean, I might. I don't know.
That'll make it wreath-like.
It'll be wreath-esque. It'll have the essence of wreath. It's gonna go on my door in lieu of a wreath. How about that? All right, I think I probably put more ink than I was actually necessary. So I'm just using the erasable liquid chalk because we're gonna seal it because this is going on my front door. And once it's sealed, it's not gonna come off, so it's no longer erasable. You could also use the mixing white. It's a little bit, I believe the mixing white is a little bit thinner. So I like this, just the erasable liquid chalk white. If you use it on a chalkboard, then you can just wipe it off like a factory chalkboard. But in my case, I'm just gonna seal it and make it permanent. I guess I probably shouldn't do this on top of that.
New plan, I'm just gonna use this old grocery bag to mask that off because I think that'll be easier than taping.
All right, I am just using this on the original like thing that came on, and I'm inking the whole thing. You can also take these off and do individuals. You could use paint and a brayer to do this. I like the ink because it's more detailed and it has more open time. Paint, you gotta be pretty darn quick. But if you don't have ink, then just get a brayer until you can afford the ink and the ink pads because it is definitely an investment. Okay. So we're just gonna, oh, I am not a good stamper. All right, I guess I'll just start.
That's not true.
I'm an average stamper. So
You
once you
stamp
lay
lots of
down, you don't
things.
want to shift. Well, I didn't say I don't stamp. I just said I'm not super good at it.
I feel like you're out of practice because
I make
you
you
have
do it.
me do it a lot because I like to.
I just don't like to do it live because I'm like, oh, what if I mess up?
And I feel like it's hindering your growth.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
we
guess.
should make you do more stamping.
All right, I did okay. There we go. All right, I'm gonna show it to you guys. This one's upside down.
Oh, it's
It's fine. I put it upside down and I put it back. Oh no, it comes that way. Oh well, I'm gonna flip it right. Nah, what the hey, I don't care. Just doing a backdrop. No, it does go this way. I had it upside down on my
It's
thing.
probably just the way it fits best.
No,
on
it's
the
just
mat.
the way that I put it. No, I'm the one that put it upside down. All right, so this is what I'm doing on this. This is just gonna be a background. So that's why I'm doing the black with the white. It's kind of a neutral background. And then I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna put something on top of my background.
All right, I switched up brushes. The paper was too loud.
And that was too loud.
It was like making a big thudding noise.
You're waking babies.
Those little C's are loud stencil brushes.
Oh, this one's upside down too. I love that this says Prescott's Finest Marmalade because Prescott is kind of where Zeb and I are both from. We met in Prescott. Okay, I got it. Dina says that I found I'm not a good stamper. You just need more practice because look, I did okay. Oh, straight. My problem is I'm not good at like lining things up. Oh well.
So I was watching a video the other day. I don't usually rewatch the videos because after I've filmed them and edited them, I've seen them a lot. I noticed when I stencil, I make this like real focused, intense face on camera. I was like, oh, I should probably not look like I'm trying to kill what I'm stenciling.
Don't kill it. I got paint on this
I'm like,
one. Alright, I'm just coming over these edges so that way it doesn't look like it's stopped. Okay, that one got a little paint on it. Fine. Okay. Oops. So this is the backdrop to my piece. I use the crockery stamp that you can pick up at Jami Ray Vintage. What?
.com.
All right, next I'm going to get out
Next, she's gonna sing you a jingle about it.
JamiRayVintage.com. Oh, you know what? I kind of
It needs something down below here that's white.
Let me see.
I missed up high because I was like lining it up
Here,
off
just
the
let me
stencil.
maybe like one of our individual Christmas stencils, like a tree or a something.
Let me go look.
I don't know.
Let me look and see what we got.
I don't know. All right, so I've got letter stencils here. Hopefully I can find the word that I want. These are the big letter stencils. We also have the trio that has the little stencils. So I'm using the big ones because I needed bigger letters. Joy.
Santa's sleigh fit on here.
All right, let's see. Did I find the two?
Nope, too big.
T-H-E. Hopefully I have all the stencils I want because I'm not a very good stencil keeper. I wash them and then they don't get put back in the spots they're supposed to go in. Joy to the... All right, now let's see, we've got a W. Does anybody else talk to themselves when they craft? Deb's like, I never know if you're talking to yourself or if you're talking to me.
And then I get in trouble when I don't respond because I stop listening.
If you can't hear, he says, then he gets in trouble when he doesn't respond. And I'm like, I was talking to you. He's like, I don't know if you're talking to yourself, to the neighbor. Let's see if I got an R. So I have an L and a D.
All right, we're going deer on this, the reindeer. I think a couple of them right there.
Oh, really? Not just one?
Maybe just one, I don't know.
I feel like it's a little bit, am I not gonna have the L? Because that's gonna be crazy. I have every other letter. I mean, it won't be crazy.
This is a build as you go project, experimenting. You saw it here first.
Totally missing the L, Zeb.
For what?
For world, I was gonna put joy to the world. This is why I gotta go through my stencils before I go live. Well, I'm gonna just use this K. I'll just tape off that part.
Good luck finding the tape.
Oh, you didn't find the tape?
I did not find the tape. That's why I decided to mask.
I'll get some scotch tape.
I think we're actually out of that blue tape.
No.
It's a good chance.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get started, and then I'll get the tape when I get down to that point. Okay, so I'm gonna probably bring this up here, and I'm never worried about like perfectly organized. I need to make sure the beginning is centered, so I'm just centering the O. Can I use your little stencil? Do you have any brushes that are clean?
What color are you using?
Red.
I've got this one here and this one here have not been used.
Okay.
But if you're gonna use the little one, you gotta make sure you offload well.
I'm gonna use the big one.
All
right, so I'm just using, I think this is marquee. Let me squirt it out and tell you.
All right.
Or maybe it's got a,
it's
got a paint booger.
They get little boogers on the top.
What do you think that is? I think that's actually, yeah, that's marquee.
That's marquee.
Now, Deb and I have an ongoing agreement. I think marquee, argument, not an agreement. I think marquee is a blue-based red, and he says that would make purple, but I feel like
it's orangey. It's an orangey red.
Well, anyways.
You know, everybody sees colors differently, so.
That's right, and we're still married, even though we don't agree with each other. Oh, I see. Is Kathy working this morning instead of Jean?
I don't know.
I don't know. We open at 11. Saw one of our employees pull up. Where's my Y? Oh, I guess that's in the way. So I'm just stenciling over the top of this.
I'm gonna hide up some of our mess here.
Are you gonna hide the white?
That brush isn't stiff enough. Hang on.
All right, Joy.
Maybe I'll use the stencil brush. I might need more paint on it. I'm gonna try to give it like a flocked look. Okay, that'll work. White spots from when I set the stencil. Getting some hands-on crafting going here. All right, it hides it a little bit.
Little snow splatter.
It's turning out. Okay, I'm gonna put this in here and then I'll show you guys up close. Oh, I'll show you. Can you see it? The little white flecks.
Way to fix that.
Okay, I'm gonna wipe my hand off real quick though before I touch anything else. Can you hand me that paper towel?
Has anybody else crafted live? Because I tell you, it's a little difficult sometimes.
Can you hand me that paper towel?
Yes, it's got red on it, FYI.
That's okay. Thanks.
Where's my E? There it is. Oh, I got a little red there. Okay, I know.
You can touch it up with a small stencil brush and some black.
Yeah, it's fine. This is going on my house. We all know I'm not a perfectionist, so it's fine. To the, All right, next is world. W-O-R, we'll start with the R because that needs to be in the middle. Somebody told us this trick the other day, I'm like, you're very smart. Start in the middle and work your way out. Or don't craft live, that would also be helpful. Okay. You can see stenciling does not take much paint. I'm using the little C, which when I'm just doing one single color, it's not very detailed. I like that. We use this for something, look, we trimmed the side. Look at that W. That's gonna make it difficult to stencil without going over the edge. All right, I'll have to be very, very careful over on that side.
All right. See if I can get this pressed down in here without ripping it. That's always the trick. And trying to keep it centered-ish.
All right, now I need the tape. Where's your brown bag?
My brown bag's right here, and it's super handy. Just make sure it doesn't have like paint on it from other parts of stuff.
Oh, we're good. All right, like I said, I misplaced my L, so I'm making do here on this waste on Wednesday. Where'd my brush go?
I'm just gonna press that down in there like that. I think that'll be easy.
Where's my big stencil? Oh, I need my stencil.
So I think when I did this last year, I forgot. I didn't cut it out quite so small. I left it big around the edges and then I trimmed afterwards. So that's what I'm fighting here. So this might have to go in a smaller one.
Oh, I got it. I need like, I'm gonna have to use the little stencil brush because this little baby part of the L. Right. There we go. Oh, boom. All right. That's a B. Oh, that's a D.
Okay, now that I've positioned this on here 8 times, I'm gonna press it
I
down in.
still forgot. I did not take into account that the W is so wide. So still not quite centered. Oh, heaven help me.
This might be a no-go. I might have cut my paper too small.
Well, they get the idea. Good thing there's another video where it's done correctly.
So cut your paper larger than you think you're gonna need.
All right, joy to the world. Now it looks busy on, there we go. I like it, okay. Okay. Next, should I put anything on the bottom here? I don't think so. I think I'm gonna put greenery. Maybe once I put greenery on the bottom, then you won't notice that there's this little void over there.
Then you won't see it.
Yeah, all right. I gotta move stuff around.
Okay.
Is it not gonna work?
Oh no, I'm gonna get it.
You're gonna get it?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see about that.
I'm gonna make this happen.
Set this. I have no idea where. Over there. Oh, it's still wet.
That is.
That's okay. I'll just let it distress it. I'm just distressing it with the table. I only got 9 minutes to get this situation finished. These people have invested a lot of time in this video. We gotta make out something awesome. Now, question.
Nope, it's not going. I made it too small. Wait, I think I got it. I think I got it. I got an idea. I'm too long on the bottom.
Are you kidding me?
What? Did you put yours in upside down?
Well, I think that the way that they cut it, it has a right way and a wrong way. So it has to go that way. So that's now going to be the bottom. Maybe not.
Here, let me help you fit yours in.
Yeah, careful. I think it'll fit. I think we can make it work.
There it is. It's
Okay.
just those tabs.
They said to just hot glue it in there.
Hot glue it in.
I unplugged the gun.
Oh, I don't know that I can hot glue it in though. That's the trouble, is that it's so tight. I should have cut it bigger. So if you watched to the end of the tutorial, you'll know to not do it like I did at the first.
Well, Caitlin shared a link, and we'll put that link in the description
Yeah,
box.
there's a video on just making
They
these.
saw the cute design work that you did, so that's always good. Okay. And we're in. Okay. So we're at so far with mine. Now, I need to get a,
Aren't you
it's
gonna
still,
wet distress it?
well, it's actually the paint's still wet.
That's the best time to wet distress.
Where's the, I'm gonna go get something to wet distress then. Don't worry, you're gonna see a vision coming here pretty soon. Where's my, need like a,
What are you after?
I need like
A
a
cloth?
are there any wipes in the bathroom maybe?
Maybe. Alright, I'm gonna try tighten this up and see. We'll see how this goes. If not, it's just a piece of brown paper and 20 minutes of experimenting. It'll be alright. Hey, I got it in there, but it's not straight. Now it looks like a Christmas bulb. So that is what it ended up looking like. I'm gonna pull it back out and see if I can get it straight. Who knows? Who knows what's going on over here today? So I got it in there, Jamie, but it wasn't straight.
So the reason why Kathy's here is because Jean's on a cruise. I forgot.
Oh yeah. Fun for her. I hope it's warm on her cruise.
Yeah, I hope that she had a good time. That her boot. I think didn't she get her boot off?
She had something going on with her ankle. She'd torn a tendon or something down in there.
All right, so I'm just wet
She was wearing a
distressing
boot.
this. I probably should have grabbed more than one. All right, so DIY paint is water soluble. So Zeb will show you up close, but you can pull this paint off before you seal it. And off camera, I'll probably wind up spraying this with something to keep it safe from the elements.
Not quite. Not quite.
If you try to do this with like acrylic or latex paint and wet distress it, it won't work. I tell you that because every time I do something like this, I'll get a message from somebody. I tried to wet distress and it didn't work. And I'm like, well, what paint did you use? I used latex, or I used acrylic, or I used a paint that has sealer in it. It only works with paints that are water soluble until they're sealed. Unfortunately. Or spray paint. Doesn't work with spray paint. And when you're doing something like a frame like this, you wouldn't want to use sandpaper on it because you get through it's plastic. Like you get through the plastic and then you would lose some of the detail. Even if it's wood, it'll flatten out that detail if you use like sandpaper on it. So wet distressing is always a good option. Okay. How's it going, Zeb? Are you winning?
Super. I got my focus face on. Well, I was winning and I got it in there, and then it's been uneven like 8 times, so.
Oh, well. 'Tis the season. Oh, new member, Melanie Nell. She's like, I like watching you guys struggle. I could be a channel member.
Yeah,
If you watch our lives from last month, we went live for our channel members to show one paint finish was a complete fail. So then when we went live the second time, we had to show them how we fixed it.
So the last quarter of the year has been let's experiment live on YouTube and show them what not to do.
Well, it also happens because we're kind of busy, so there's not a lot of prep work. All right, I'm getting there. So if you want to show them up close so they can kind of see the wet distress
Is
on
the
this.
backer on? Did you got the tabs pinched
No.
over?
I guess I could just do this.
Yeah.
Can you guys see the distressing on there? I'm just pulling that paint off.
And you can't even really tell that some of those are upside down.
Yeah, that's good. All right. I'll come back when I'm no longer live and do more wet distressing, but I want to get on to the next part
Are
of
you
this
adding the garland?
design. Yeah. I got my glue gun plugged back in.
This ratty old garland.
This ratty old garland. Where's those snippers?
Got them right here.
Okay, so if you're just tuning in, I don't know, Zeb, if you want to put, I'm going to be standing for this.
Oh, you're gonna stand up all the
Yeah,
time?
if you're just tuning in, this is an old garland I think I've had for like 10 or 12 years, I can't remember how long. And it's really ratty, and so rather than throw it out, I'm going to fix it. All right. So, this. No, I don't know if I was going to originally do it on top, but I have all this void on the bottom. So I might just make this go up that way. Oop. There goes a berry. So this has like wire in it that helps you form it. So I'm just making it go with, has an old zip tie from when we connected it to our banister last year. Okay, glue that in place. Where's our extra glue sticks? We got them?
Yep, they're right there. I have 3 over here.
Now, if you live in a place where it's hot, like Australia for Christmas, it's still heating out here. Don't use hot glue. Use
I don't know that it gets that hot.
Yeah, it gets pretty hot. If it gets like 100 degrees, you're gonna melt. It's gonna melt. All right, it's heating up. I had to re-plug it in.
Sorry guys, now you're just watching me being stubborn.
You will not give in. I'm just gonna glue this in place here. Sometimes I like to put it on and then I come back and add more glue. Can you guys see what I'm doing? I guess apparently there's funny comments about you.
Good.
She says she's dying about the comments. Can you take a break from your frustration over there? I need a pine cone off of that.
A pine cone off of...
Off of that, and I need the snippers, this little...
Oh, a pine cone off of this.
Yes.
Okay. These are real pine cones. Imagine that.
I know, right? Back in the day, this was like a good garland. Just, you know, seeing better days. I'm just holding this in place till it dries. And then I'm gonna snip, I need those snippers real quick. I'm gonna snip this. This used to have berries all over it. This is what I mean by it's sad. This used to be completely covered in berries and now it's all gone. They're not looking at the remarks, no, because we're working. All right, if you wanna look at comments.
I can.
Zeb can't see from that far away, guys, sorry.
Here, I'll bring them over here.
Need to glue that in place, that's not.
So just glue it on the one ring and then add. So the trouble is I don't have hardly any enough lift to even glue it on. Sherry ties, he's not paying attention. Nope. But I got it. It's got like one little corner that's out up here.
It's okay because you can fix that, Zeb.
Alright.
Get some greenery.
You got way too much in your pliers there.
I can't, yeah, can you?
Oh, I popped it out.
Trying to cut this off. All right, there we go.
So there you have it, you know, not straight dolls. Make your paper bigger, folks. It'll save you a lot of trouble.
That's all right. Okay, let's finish the one that is working. Kind of. All right, we're getting there. Would you go get in those dollar store stuff that I have over there? I need some berries. I have a bunch left over from that time we did the dollar store bump pans. All right. When in doubt, just add greenery. Caitlin's explaining we can't create and always read the comments. All right, I'm holding that in place. Oops.
They want to know how much you'll charge for that.
For this?
I think that's going in our house.
This is going in our
But
house.
how much would you sell it for?
Probably like 40 or 50 bucks. Probably 40 bucks. Depends on how good it turns out. If I was doing it for somebody else, it would look a lot better. I'm not as picky. That's not holding that.
Do you need me to tie it on?
No, I think it's because the paint's still wet over here. Yeah. You want to tie this little piece right there because that part's stubborn.
Yes, let me get all this paint out of the way so we don't get extra paint on it.
And then I'm going to add another pine cone, I think, and some berries. So Deb's going to wire that on for me. And then, I gotta make noises when I bend over.
Let's see, it might be a little too high to wire on though, that's the trouble.
Really?
Really?
Just right there, through that hole.
Oh, okay.
I need that glue stick. Alright. I'm gonna get back to comments, guys, I promise.
Alright, so I gotta flip this if you want me to tie it.
Okay, hold on. You can't flip it until I'm done gluing it.
Unless you want the ugly tie in the front.
Okay. Okay.
I'll just hold this here.
Alright, that glue's dry. I'm gonna go get the berries while you tie that stubborn piece into place. It's actually looking really good. I'm so proud of myself. Now the last time I busted out my dollar store berries, I got a lot of grief from floral designers, but you know what? I'm not too proud to use dollar store items. So these are these berries. I'm going to throw these in here because this is what I have on hand. I know there are better floral items out there, but
can you hand me
sometimes I
those
just don't
pliers,
have them.
please?
Yeah.
Alright, thanks.
Okay. Where's my phone? And then I'll look at comments. I'm almost done, guys. You guys have been very patient with me. This is going to look gorgeous on my dark gray door.
I'm gonna appease them and try to glue it here in a second on mine. We'll see if the glue works.
It's all going to get sealed with polyacrylic berries and all because it's got to be sealed before, not polyacrylic, Kills Clear. It's an outdoor sealer because it's got to survive the weather.
And it will get snow on it.
It will get snow
Our
on my
front door gets snow piled up on it every year.
Okay, we're getting there. So are you going to read comments while I... The reason why I'm adding berries is because I use the red for the Joy to the World part, and so I just really need to tie that back into my design.
So they're saying we're not reading comments, but other than the glue, I haven't seen anything we've really missed.
I don't know. I think they were trying to tell you what to do and you weren't listening.
Yeah, I do. Sometimes I see that they tell me what to do and I don't listen either.
Sometimes he doesn't listen to me either, guys, so.
Like, sometimes I'll see a comment and I'll be like, oh, okay. And then I'll still do my own thing.
Yeah, and then later we're like, oh, we should have listened to the people. All right, I'm just hot gluing this into place here. I need to slide that down a little bit. So my dollar store berries. And I'm going to slide some into this side because remember how I messed up this side a little bit? That's why I added the pine cones on the left to make it a little bit heavier on that.
So this is my thought. I'm going to glue it to the inside one and then push it on in. I think that will be best. Can you hand me the hot glue gun?
They probably already said that.
Maybe.
All right, I'm gonna let you do that, and then I'm gonna figure out where my berries are going while you do that.
If they did, it's buried in comments like 100 comments ago. I can't see it. But this way, it also won't push the wreath out. Like the forms will go together nicely still.
So if you're creating something like this to resell for your home, purchasing old garlands are a great way to get inexpensive greenery. I've even seen people take the old garlands and bunch them together and put it in a bucket and make it look like a Christmas tree. If you were to go out and just buy a piece for every individual item, it would cost a lot more than a garland. So get them thrifted, use your old ones. Even if you buy a new one half off, you get a lot of greenery in a garland, and that can be used for a lot of projects.
Well, and we see them all the time in the thrift store.
All right, that's good. All right. Okay, so here's mine. I'm going to glue that in later.
Oh look, I should have read comments like a week ago. It's going to go on there so nice and easy now.
now we can finish adding it. We need to add something to the top. I'm gonna glue these in.
You guys are the best. You're the best crafters ever.
Did this one get glued in? I don't know.
I'm not too proud to say I was wrong. You guys were right.
What? What was that, Seth?
Should have read these comments long ago.
All right. I've got my berries glued into place, and we are going to add, let's go ahead and finish that off, Seth.
Saved it.
I feel like sometimes with crafting, you have to just like take a breath, be patient, give yourself some grace, maybe step away for a minute, you know? Okay. All right, so this one's good. I am not gonna add anything else to it. It'll look great on my front door, which hopefully will get a Christmas tour up so you guys can see it. Let's go ahead and add some greenery to yours.
Got like one little corner popping out right over here.
It's not holding right. How much greenery do you want? Just want a little bit?
Yeah, just at the top.
I'm not very good with these snippers.
That's because you tried to take too big a bite.
There we go. There's one piece. I feel like that's too fluffy for the top of that. So I like this particular garland because it has lots of different types of evergreen on it. I don't know what that. So I got a really big long green piece. You don't need that much.
No, I just need a little bit at the top.
There we go. Okay, so if you need a little pine cone, there's some pine cones in the other room.
So you just got me these two little pieces here?
I'm gonna get you more.
I think that's good, though.
Like, just give me a second. And I wonder if there's any salvageable berries. Most of the berries have been like, I feel like the berries are the first thing to go on wreaths and garlands.
They break off easy. They're just usually foam.
Well, that one's broken. Okay. Just gonna cut off the. There we go. These were salvageable. I feel like you need this on the other side to kind of balance that out, and then put this over there, and we'll just put these berries right in the middle.
Like this, kind of like that?
Yeah, let me see comments. Trim the hoop with some cording or rickrack, and I'll cover the part not wanting to stay in the hoop. That is a good idea. Or some ribbon. There's a yellow sticker on the top of that.
Yeah, it still has a sticker.
Oh, the contest winners. Was that last? Oh!
Don't forget.
Shoot, we have those. Okay, hold on, guys. I'm gonna hop out of here. Thank goodness you guys reminded me. We had a contest last week, and you guys were super awesome, and
We
you
had
shared
like
a bunch of stuff.
400 comments.
We got in the middle of the things. I have the contest winners in here. Where are we? Hold on. And so we had our little party last week. So we have, hold on. Okay. Kim Painter, Payynter. So that is our first winner. You're gonna get.
Are you just randomly scrolling and then where it stops?
Yeah, it's random. She is going to get the stencil brushes, the trio stencil set, and the IKEA mats. And then, Seb, how do you pull up the live? So that's hopefully. Well, I guess we could watch this again. All right, where's the
So
how do you get the
live chat is right there.
All right. Okay. Hold on. Babs. We're gonna go to this point here, and who's ever at the top is the winner. Okay, Frankie Leal, Leal. Frankie Leal, you're wearing glasses in your picture. If you're watching this, you are also a winner. Make sure that you email customercare@jamirayvintage.com for both of our winners there, and we will make sure to get you out your sets that you won. Thanks for everybody who shared and commented and helped get our video out. Look at that. Ding, 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 we have a winner. So cute.
The cool part, I think, is the stencil underneath. I really liked that all over stencil.
All right, so this is what we did. Zeb, you want to pull that back so they can get the
whole thing?
The whole thing. We got a little bit of frustrated, but I feel like that's always good on a live to see like, okay, things aren't going perfectly. How are we going to fix it? And they turned out awesome.
That almost doesn't fit. I almost got to put that all the way up against
When
the
in
back
doubt,
wall.
listen to our followers. They know best.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
If you guys are interested in achieving similar looks with some of your old junk, make sure you hit up JamiRayVintage.com for the paint and products that we use today. We appreciate every share, like, and comment. So if you love this video, make sure you click that share button and you can text it to your friends. You can put it in community posts, or you can share it on Facebook. Anything else I'm missing?
Hopefully next week we'll have the heater running and we can do the really cool thing for Waste Not Wednesday with the table.
Hey, I'm super excited because now my wreath for my door is done. So boom. All right, love you guys. See you later. Thanks for joining us today.
Have a great Wednesday. Finish it off strong.